Welcome along, fellow time travelers and strange historians. Like many of you, I have been to beautiful historic towns in Europe and Great Britain. And we've all noticed that much has changed over the last few decades. Countless people are now deeply concerned about the beautiful towns in Germany, other parts of Europe, and Great Britain. It is a fact that current residents of generations of ancestors who inhabited, designed, and built these incredible towns are being increasingly diluted and replaced by many newcomers who do not share the same love, respect, and appreciation for the cultural and historical heritage created by previous populations. Many people believe that this shift is eroding the beauty and charm of these towns, driving away tourists, and threatening the preservation and care that these places require. Countless people now worry that, in some cases, not all, this may stem from a disregard or even disdain for the history and traditions of those who built and reside in these towns. The future of beautiful historic towns in Great Britain and Europe depends on many factors, including how communities adapt to demographic changes and how local and national governments manage integration and cultural preservation. Simply put, when we travel to these beautiful historic towns in Great Britain and Europe, we kind of want the place to match our daydreams. And our daydreams typically don't include worrying about crime and seeing a Starbucks every 10 feet. And so if any population, regardless of religion, does not integrate well, or if there is significant conflict between new and existing communities, it's probably going to lead to tensions and challenges in preserving local heritage and cultural traditions. And I think we could all agree that preserving local heritage and cultural traditions is crucial for maintaining the cultural richness, identity, and well-being of communities, while also providing economic, educational, and environmental benefits. Simply put, we just want beautiful towns to stay beautiful, don't we? If you agree or disagree, kindly let me know your thoughts in the comments below. The beauty of historic German towns is a testament to the deep-rooted values, craftsmanship, and communal pride that have shaped these picturesque communities over centuries. These towns, with their cobblestone streets, half-timbered houses, and meticulously maintained squares, are not just architectural marvels, they are embodiments of a culture that once valued heritage, community, and a shared sense of identity. At the heart of this beauty lies a culture of craftsmanship that had been passed down through generations. In medieval Germany, the building of homes, churches, and public buildings was not just a task, but an art form. Craftsmen took immense pride in their work, often spending years perfecting their skills. The detailed carvings, intricate woodwork, and carefully laid bricks and stones that characterize old German towns were not just functional, they were expressions of the craftsman's dedication and their desire to create something that would endure. Each building was a statement of local identity, a symbol of the town's wealth, values, and its people's commitment to quality. This commitment to craftsmanship was closely tied to a deep sense of local pride and the desire to honor ancestors. In these tight-knit communities, where so many people knew each other, there was a collective responsibility to maintain the town's appearance and legacy. Buildings were constructed not just for the present generation, but as a gift to future ones, ensuring that the town's beauty would endure for centuries. This reverence for the past is evident in the careful preservation of historic buildings and the continued use of traditional materials and techniques in modern restorations. The shared values and close-knit nature that once thrived in these communities also played a significant role in the creation of beautiful towns. In many historic German towns, the entire community would come together to plan and build public spaces, churches, and even homes. These projects were communal efforts, reflecting the shared beliefs, religious practices, and cultural traditions of the town's residents. The result was a harmonious blend of architecture, where each building complemented the others, creating a cohesive and aesthetically pleasing environment. Moreover, the shared religious beliefs and values of these communities often found expression in their architecture. Churches, with their towering spires and ornate facades, were often the focal points of these towns, reflecting the central role of faith in daily life. The attention to detail in these buildings, from the stained glass windows to the intricately carved altars, was a reflection of the community's devotion and their desire to create a space that was worthy of worship and reflection. The beauty of these towns is not just skin deep. It has profound psychological and emotional benefits for those who live and work in them. Studies have shown that living in aesthetically pleasing environments can reduce stress, improve mental health, and increase overall happiness. In historic German towns, the beauty of the surroundings fosters a sense of peace and well-being. The familiar human-scale buildings and the harmonious layout of streets and squares create a comforting environment where residents feel connected to their community and their history. Furthermore, the pride that residents feel in their town's appearance fosters a strong sense of belonging and identity. This pride is often passed down through generations, creating a cycle of care and preservation that ensures that the town's beauty endures. The act of maintaining and enhancing these spaces, whether through restoring a historic building or tending to a garden, gives residents a sense of purpose and a tangible connection to their community. Once upon a time, the social fabric of these towns, where everyone knew their neighbors and shared common values, further enhanced the psychological benefits. In some cases, that still exists today, but it's disappearing fast. In such close-knit communities, there was once a strong sense of mutual support and trust, which contributed to a feeling of security and well-being. The beauty of the town became a reflection of the community's health and cohesion, creating a sort of positive feedback loop where the physical environment and the social environment reinforced each other. In conclusion, the beauty of historic German towns was a product of a unique combination of craftsmanship, cultural pride, and communal values. These towns were not just visually stunning, they were embodiments of the deep connections between people, their history, and their environment. The psychological and emotional benefits of living in such towns today are still profound, providing residents with a sense of belonging, identity, and well-being. In preserving and cherishing these beautiful spaces, the residents of these towns can continue to honor their ancestors, support their communities, and create a legacy for future generations, if they can keep it. It is important to preserve and cherish these beautiful spaces, and to have residents of these towns continue to honor their ancestors, support their communities, and create a legacy for future generations. So, what do you think of historic German towns? If you were able to, would you live in one of them today? Better yet, if you could travel back in time, what years would you want to have lived in one of them? Do you feel that the residents of many of Germany's beautiful historic towns today have the same love and affection and appreciation and respect for the history of the towns and the men and women who created them in the past? If not, then what do you think the future holds for many of these beautiful historic towns if current and future residents simply don't care about the history and beauty around them? Which historic German towns have you been to? Feel free to share your fond memories in the comments below. Kindly remember to like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell, because there will be more shows like this one, and I hope you check those out too. Please check out the links below to learn how to support my research and productions. This channel is sponsored by CampfireShop.com, where you could order the highest quality and exclusive candles, herbal supplements, teas, and more. I'd also appreciate it if you could become a member of this channel and or join me on Patreon, where you could watch exclusive videos of cool places that I have visited. You could also leave a super thanks in the comments below. Kindly be kind to all of our fellow Earthlings, and please do not harm them or eat them. They do not like that. And please do yourself a favor and go to a local shelter and adopt a cat or a dog or both. You and they will be very glad that you did. Until next time, I wish you safe travels on all your journeys.